Ooh la la. Oh, not. Just got a new coffee in from a roaster in Vancouver. Luna, brand new roaster. Laura and Nate, how nice is that? Let's go make some.
It is really,
It's really different.
flavorful.
Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah. This one looks so cool.
That one is really good. I had it yesterday to pour over. I want to do something a little bit different today and talk about the idea of a multi-roaster cafe versus a single roaster cafe. But basically all that means is, does the coffee shop that you go to carry from one brand, from one roaster, or do they carry multiple roasters? And the cool part about that is you're getting roasters from all over the world. You're kind of bringing together the best, the cream of the crop of all the roasters. If you're a coffee nerd, this is awesome because you get to try a bunch of different coffees from all around the world with all different roast profiles that you might not be able to get if you were to stick with just one single roaster. It's sort of like being a kid at a candy shop. Some of the best you can find when you go to these coffee shops, and it's not cheap. They're charging really high prices, premium prices, to get coffee flown in from all around the world. At Ratio, we are, generally speaking, a single roaster cafe. We have kind of locked into one roaster that we feel like really fits our community well, that produces really high coffee, and it's just been a great suit for our business, and we've opted out of being the multi-roaster cafe. At first, when I got into coffee, this idea of being a multi-roaster cafe was super appealing and super attractive, mostly because I let my coffee nerdery get the best of me. But as I've grown in coffee, I've realized that maybe it's not all it's cut out to be. Now, saying that, at Ratio, we do have a guest coffee program where we bring in a small batch of coffee from a specialty coffee roaster, something exciting, something fun to try for the coffee nerds that come to our shop all the time, and for our staff to experience some kind of unique, cool coffees. There's a few reasons why I've opted to be a single roaster cafe, and one of the biggest things is consistency for customers and for staff. If you are able to provide your customers with the same style, generally the same tasting coffee every day, it will only help your business. For the most part, when people come into our coffee shop in the morning, they order an Americano. They want it to taste like yesterday's Americano and the day before that's Americano. They love that Americano and they've become attached to it. For us, we do business in a community that has a lot of chain coffee shops where the coffee does taste pretty well identical every day. So to be able to compete on that level is super important for us. The other layer of consistency it adds is for our staff. Your baristas have the experience to really get to know your coffee. We use a daily espresso called the Gold Label Espresso. And although its content changes from time to time, it has a certain flavor profile that our roasters really worked hard to get. And our baristas, because of that, know what it should taste like. They know what to dial it in for. See what I'm saying right here? Don lives there. Yeah. If you have a different coffee every couple of weeks, it's really hard to dial that in, not knowing exactly what the flavor profile is supposed to be like, other than the notes that come on the bag. Even better than the consistency, the staffing, the dialing in, the number one thing that I think is fantastic about being a single roaster cafe is the relationship you get to build with your single roaster. Over the last couple of years, I've been able to build an amazing relationship with our roaster. I've known them for years before this, but not in a working relationship like we've been. And part of that is just that we're talking all the time on our orders. We're talking about the new coffees that are coming in. But as well, they're introducing us in a way to the families that grow our coffee. They're traveling to Guatemala, to Colombia all the time, and they're able to tell and share with us the story in detail about the specific places they're going, which really adds just a depth of appreciation for quality in the product that we're serving to our customers. As well, logistically, if you have 4 or 5 coffee roasters, which I've done before, it gets really difficult and confusing to keep on ordering appropriate amounts of coffee for a cafe when you got 4 or 5 different providers. I always found myself ordering way too much or way too little. It gets really confusing and hard to keep up with all the different ways that different roasters like to have their orders submitted. Diving deep with one single roaster really adds this beneficial relationship for both parties. We're able to really help each other out, and in that I'm ordering a lot of coffee for them, so they're able to get more and more green coffee and keep that cycle of coffee coming in and out of their roastery. But at the same time, I'm getting a huge benefit from learning from them and their experience in business. I've been able to have in-depth talks with them about business practices, business pricing, staffing things that they've learned over the years, stuff that they've really been able to add value to their coffee for me. It's not just coffee. I'm getting this significant relationship that really mentors and helps me in my business. I think a little bit of that is lost when you head into a multi-roaster cafe, because usually your orders aren't significant enough for that roaster to want to spend the time pouring into your business in that manner. As well, when you have a great relationship with your roaster and you have some equipment issues or some technical things going on with your equipment, they're the first ones to answer their phones to help you to solve those issues. And many times I bought all my equipment through them, so they know this machine, they know this espresso equipment inside and out. So within minutes, I can get feedback from them on what to do, how to fix it, and get my cafe back up and running. If you can align yourself with a roaster who you love their coffee, but you also love their business practices, you love what their business is about, I think it's just a win-win for you. They're gonna pour into your business and you're gonna receive a lot of benefit from them. For us, I found the right balance as being about 99.9% single roaster with this splash of a guest roaster once a month. It allows us to dive deep into our one roaster that we pour most of our business into, and it allows our customers to get really used to that one coffee, that espresso that they love, that Americano that they love, and they want it to taste the same every day. However, for those coffee nerds that want to try new, exciting, different coffees, our single roaster has lots of really exciting coffees that aren't totally for everyone's palate. And we're able to offer those as a featured espresso or on our pour over bar, as well as we have our little guest roaster once a month that we can add into that and spruce up our pour over and espresso menu so that the coffee nerds out there can really enjoy something new and fresh and exciting. As well, I find that educational moment for our baristas is really valuable to bring in different coffees so they can see what different roast levels and different origins of coffee are like. Anyways, that's my 2 cents on this. I would love to hear what you guys think. Are you a single roaster cafe? Are you a multi-roaster cafe? What do you love about both models? What problems do you find with both models? Anyways, hit me up in the comments. It'd be awesome to start a little dialogue about this and what your experience is. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Like this video, share it. I'm just trying to share the coffee love. I found that in the coffee world, there's not a lot of places that are talking about some of the business practices and some of the bigger picture stuff around coffee. It's mostly about coffee nerdery type stuff. And so I'd love to contribute to that community where we talk about business practices, leadership, and sort of the behind the scenes stuff of what it takes to run a coffee business. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Cheers. Bye-bye.